one of these enough? This is great. Thank you, Ian, and thank you everybody for that enthusiastic welcome. It's so great to be here on Rooster's birthday. I love this place. Been coming here for years, 40 years. Yeah. I remember when 40 years felt really old. It used to seem really old. Now, not so much. Yeah. So Roosters, you might be turning 40, but to me, you're still a spring chicken. This is great. It's so great. I'm so psyched to be up here on the stage for the second time in my life. I could tell there's a mixed reaction there. You're a little bit worried. You're thinking, oh no, second time? That means sophomore jinx. The sophomore curse. The sequel, the dreaded sequel. Because you're worried, you're thinking I'm going to bomb like Caddyshack 2. Or Revenge of the Nerds Part 2, Nerds in Paradise. I love that title. That movie, I love it. But give me a chance, folks, because sequels can be good, right? Sequels like the Star Wars classic, The Empire Strikes Back. Right? Or Godfather Part 2. That won Best Picture. They really should do a mashup of those two films, don't you think? Right? Can you picture the pivotal scene? Luke, I am your Godfather. Now come to the dark side. Hey, it's an offer you can't refuse. Yeah, so I have a cat. No, not here with me. Jessica's at home. And I like dogs too. I really do. They're very loyal and they're very affectionate. It's just that I'm not at the stage in my life where I really need the love and affection of a dog. I'm not a 12-year-old boy or any woman over 50. Struck a chord. Right there. If you have a dog, you take it for a walk a lot, and if you have a cat, you buy a lot of cat litter. And so I was at Petco store the other day, and they were out of the litter I usually buy, so I looked at other kinds, and oh my God, there are 5,000 types of cat litter. It's unbelievable. Only in America would there be 5,000 types of cat litter. In other countries, you know how many types of cat litter are for sale? Yeah, 0. 0. Cat owners don't buy litter. They just go outside, dig up some sand or dig up some dirt, toss it in the house, and voila, there's your litter. But here we need 5,000, and they're all so really smart and necessary. I'm just gonna give you 3 examples, all totally real. Just go to Petco, you can see for yourself. First is grass seed. Brilliant grass seed, because the cat is going to regularly water it and fertilize it. And who wouldn't love the chore of constantly mowing their litter box? That's wonderful. Even better, walnut shells. I'm serious, walnut shells. Broken up pieces, hard shards of walnut shells, basically shrapnel. You can imagine that's wonderfully comfortable for a cat's ass. And I can just picture it. Honey, was Jessica's butt in a knife fight? No, dear, she just used the walnut shells. Well, either way, it's great for our new white couch. Yeah, but this one takes the cake. Wheat. Yeah, wheat cat litter. I mean, to think, for years, people criticized the agribusiness industry for wasting our precious water and using our big government subsidies. Boy, were those people wrong. Because, their food prices have skyrocketed, and families can't afford basic nutrition. But the important thing is, American cats can now crap in a crop. Right? Thank God. God bless America. I want to talk about drugs. No, not the really effective kind. I'm talking pharmaceuticals. Yeah, pharmaceuticals. In particular, pharmaceutical ads, TV commercials for pharmaceuticals. You've seen them all, right? Where you listen to this horrible list of side effects. I can't imagine the diseases are worse than the cures. It's horrible. I mean, just like, you hear, may cause severe abdominal pain, or your testicles may spontaneously explode. Or your orifices may suddenly swap places. I mean, when they mention death as a possible side effect, I'm thinking that's the best case scenario. Give me that. I'll take that one. But what's even more absurd is that while you're listening to these nightmare conditions, side effects, you're watching these supposed med users having the time of their life, right? Aren't they just like having the best time doing, just so happy, right? And there's a big family picnic on top of a beautiful mountain and everybody's getting along. That's a lie. That's a big lie. Or the flash mob perfectly choreographed in a pristine town square. That's a lie. It's like a Facebook curated, lie kind of life. It's just, if they're gonna be absurd, it's just like go all in. Just go all in. Just show some guy joyfully bungee jumping on Mars, right? Thank you, Sky Rizzy. Sorry, that's the best way I could think of portraying bungee jumping. Probably broke many rules of performance right there. The point is that they're always showing people doing what they never do, right? But they never show people doing what they always do, which is sit on their fat ass and watch TV. Have you ever seen an ad at pharmaceutical ad or anything where somebody's just sitting on the couch watching TV and stuffing their face? No, you don't. You never see that. If there was any truth in advertising, they would show some guy just sitting on the couch and he's saying, "Thanks, Sky Reezy, for 3 more months of TV watching life." That was dark. Speaking of dark, well, no, the holidays are over. No, news alert, the holidays are over. And they were great, right? Yeah, they were great for everybody except me. Yeah, why? Because I spent the holidays in Buffalo. Yeah. Now that's a sentence you've never heard before. Let me say it again. I spent the holidays in Buffalo. Yeah. I grew up there, escaped years ago, but was back visiting relatives during the holidays. The insane side of my family. By definition, if you live in Buffalo, you are insane. It's a free country. You can live anywhere else. Anywhere else is better than Buffalo. It's called the armpit of America, right? You've heard that? Which, it's not a flattering nickname. But I actually think it's quite generous. Because in an armpit, it's rather warm. It never fucking snows like crazy. So that's actually a nice name for it. Yeah, my relatives, of course, they're not the only residents of Buffalo. There are other insane people. You see them walking down the street, literally, not the sidewalk. They're walking in traffic. And you think of Buffalo as just like a big asylum. It's basically a big asylum. Except instead of the inmates wearing straitjackets, they're wearing Bills jackets. Buffalo Bills jackets, hats, gloves, scarves, Snopes, pants, head to toe, Buffalo Bills gear, which is insane too, because the single source of civic pride in this city is a team that's never won a Super Bowl championship, lost 4 straight Super Bowl games, and suffered many other debacles. But they're talking proud about the Bills. And who can name the biggest star player in Bills history? Who? O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson, the biggest star. Now that's an alum you can really be proud of. Distinguished alum of the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, he was a star running back for the team in the 70s. Known for his very effective cutting and slashing moves. And avoiding being caught. But to be fair, the Bills did win a championship. They did win a football championship years before the Super Bowl. started. It was way back. It was the year President William McKinley was assassinated, which happened in Buffalo. I'm serious. It happened in Buffalo. I think the only U.S. president to ever visit Buffalo. I think he hopped on the wrong train or took the wrong turn in Niagara Falls and ended up in Buffalo. Not the first person, nor certainly last, to regret shuffling off to Buffalo. But so I'll end with this. So when I was there in Buffalo, I was saying to my cousin, I said, "Why don't you leave this armpit?" And he goes, "Well, I'm a veterinarian. I have to see animals." I said, "Well, see them, work remote and see them over Zoom." He said, "No, but sometimes I need to operate." I said, "Walnut shells?" He said, "Yeah, of course." And I said, "Well, just pretend to operate over Zoom. The animals will never tell on you. And you can just tell their owners you're using a new computer operating system. They live in Buffalo. They're so insane they'll believe anything." Hey, I'm Doug Reed. You've been an insanely great audience. Thank you for enjoying my sequel. And thank you, Sky Rizzi.